Good morning, everybody. Today we are embarking on a one-day epic at Yellowstone National Park. Now, if you'll notice, this video is a little bit grainy. If you want to go to Yellowstone and you want to experience it all, you have to start super early. This was at like 6 in the morning. The sun was just coming up. I did just want to show a couple clips because it was a beautiful drive, but it is a little grainy where it was dark. We started off our morning by heading to Mammoth Hot Springs. On our way there, we saw this pack of elk grazing, and so we wanted to stop, try to get a little bit of a closer look at the elk. Not too close, you don't want to touch the wildlife. And we also saw these weird holes that were fenced off, and we wanted to see what that was about. So we pulled over. Also, just a food for thought. And if I ever came back to Yellowstone, I want to stay in this Mammoth Hot Springs area. It is so beautiful. It'd be so awesome to be able to walk out and just see the wildlife right there out the front door. I've looked into the hotel, and it's actually reasonably priced. Anywho, then we continued on to Mammoth Hot Springs. It's a really awesome area. It's one I definitely would like to come back to. We just saw, this main big iconic attraction. We walked up to it, looked at it, took some pictures, and we, went on. But there is a lot of hiking in this area as well. Some little trails that run around the top of this. So definitely this is an area I'd like to come back and spend more time. But since this is a one-day Yellowstone epic, we're trying to see it all in one go. So we continued on the road, and you're going to notice several just driving shots. Honestly, one of the biggest perks and one of the most attractive things to me about Yellowstone is just the drive. The drives are absolutely beautiful. Everywhere you go, the terrain is so diverse, and even though we drove this entire massive ring, it was not a bad drive ever because it's just so beautiful. And every turn and every corner, it's different. The terrain is so varied throughout Yellowstone Park. I can't stress that enough. Now, the first big thing we got to was the Grand Canyon of the Yellowstone. I want to make a little video of each individual area, but the Grand Canyon of the Yellowstone is just so beautiful and massive and epic. And the great thing about it is you can just see a lot of this right from your car. There's so many different spots you can drive and get out of the car and see this giant canyon. And if you do want to do some hiking, there are some trails that are going to take you down lower in the canyon, as well as some you'll see right here to the left. You can't really see it in this image, but there were people hiking down near that waterfall, so I know there is a way to get down there as well.
Gonna cry when you're gone.
These big, massive sulfur cauldrons. It just smelled like eggs. We saw the steam boiling, and we said we got to get out and check these out. There's so many points along these drives to see all these very unique, attractions. It's such a cool place to visit. I cannot stress that enough.
I'm getting wet.
Now here we are at Midway Geyser Basin. I want to do a full video on this area as well. I posted a lot of this in here, but this area is actually considered optional by some of the guides, and this was one of my favorite areas we visited. It's not as crowded as your main big attractions. It's a super easy walk. You're on boards, and you just get these really cool, spectacular views. You get to see a lot of sights, and where it's not super crowded, you're able to get right up close and get a really good look at all this stuff. I do want to make a whole video showing you the exact route we took and showing how we were able to encompass all these different attractions and fit all this into one big day at Yellowstone. So definitely be on the lookout for that. If that's something you're interested in or something would you like to see, comment down below. Let me know, because I do want to make that as long as there's an audience for it. I'd love to help you all out and show you how we were able to see all of this stuff in one day. It was a heck of a day, but one of the best days of my life. And this is by far, Yellowstone National Park is one of the coolest places that we've visited. And we've seen some cool stuff, but Yellowstone is definitely, I think, the coolest place that we have been. After Midway, Geyser, Basin, we wanted to head to Old Faithful. Old Faithful is your classic, iconic, probably the most well-known thing in Yellowstone National Park. So, my wife and I wanted to continue hiking. We didn't want to sit around and wait for the geyser to blow up. Our plan was to hike and come back. My brother and sister-in-law did wait, so they sat right here. You have this massive viewing area. They sat and got a first-hand look at it. My wife and I wanted to go explore. There's tons of hiking around Old Faithful, so we wanted to go check out some of the hiking, and we knew Old Faithful was going to be big enough. We hoped that we could make it back, but we knew it was big enough that we were going to see the eruption, no matter where we were at. So we continued on some of these wooden trails. Now, note, stay on the wooden planks and don't touch the area off of the wooden planks. We saw some people sticking their hands in the water and all this stuff. That water can be super hot, and the terrain off of these planks, the planks are here for your safety. Stay on those paths. Don't touch anything off. Just, admire it. Don't touch it. This is a super fun area. It's really, as you can see, it's wheelchair and stroller accessible. I think that's great for families. But just keep a close eye on the kids. Make sure you don't slip. There were a couple wet spots. Just, stay on the path and admire this area for what it is.
Getting it on video. Holy cow.
And there we go. There she blows! Mind you, we are way away from this thing. It was so crazy to see this in person. Right, here we are at Grand Prismatic Springs. Grand Prismatic Springs is just a short drive away from Old Faithful. At this point, you're closest to the west entrance of Yellowstone National Park. This is another area that's really great for families. This hike is super easy, super accessible to anybody and everybody. Also, just to mention, there is a hike that I've heard is about 2 miles round trip to get up to the top of an overlook to be able to see Grand Prismatic Springs from an overview. If we go back, definitely that is top on my list for sure. But where we were here for we thought one day. We actually wound up coming back for a second day. We thought we were just here for one day, so we were trying to see as much of Yellowstone as possible. And so we wanted to just hike around all of these geysers, just see it all. And definitely want to do the overlook when we come back. And here we have the beautiful Grand Prismatic Springs. Look at the colors. It's just so cool. And as you can see in the background there up in the trees, that's where that overlook is going to be. Overlook's going to give you that view that you get from all those National Geographic magazines and such. And the same with the area around Old Faithful. Stay on the wooden planks, watch your step, and keep those crazy kids close. I definitely plan on bringing my son back here when he's born. I'm going to be a backpack leash parent. That's all there is to it. So remember that area at the beginning of the video where the elk were yodeling? Well, here we are again. As you see, we start to wrap up our loop on our day at Yellowstone. And I do want to just show some of that same drive that I showed early in the morning. That way you can get a better look at it, see the true colors of just how magnificent and beautiful this drive is. Definitely, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like and subscribe. I have tons of Yellowstone content coming out, but don't click away just yet. This video is not over. I did just want to show a little bit more. As we got back out of Yellowstone, we ate dinner, and we came back just to the gateway, hiked around a little bit, and lo and behold, a lot of the elk, some of the wildlife comes down, and you can view it all from your car right there at the entrance. The animals go crazy. We got to see elk, 3 males try to surround all their females, and one try to take their females. It was really, really awesome. I wish I had a better nighttime camera to show it all. So definitely, at night, more stuff still continues to happen in Yellowstone. Just because the sun sets doesn't mean your trip has to. If you all did enjoy this video, please check me out on TikTok, here at YouTube. I post content every single day, sometimes full length, sometimes short length. Definitely check me out. I hope you found this helpful. Like I said, I do plan on making a video that's going to show this entire route, show you how we crammed all this into one day, and then we came back for a second day to visit Lamar Valley. So stay on the lookout for that. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next video soon.